Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about chapter 2. Let us see what is the chapter name. Chapter 2, Whole Numbers. In this chapter we are going to learn about whole numbers. Let us see what we have. Introduction. Introduction. As we know, we use 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. when we begin to count. They come naturally when we start counting. Hence, mathematicians call the counting numbers as natural numbers. So here you should understand what do you mean by natural numbers. Actually, in our regular daily life, we use numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So on, so on. So this actually for counting or for anything, we use these numbers naturally. So it starts counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So for this, mathematicians, for these numbers, they have given the name. So that is natural numbers. So natural numbers means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So on, what we use in our daily life for counting. So these numbers are known as natural numbers. So whole numbers. Now our chapter name is whole numbers. So what do you mean by whole numbers? See, the natural numbers along with 0 form the collection of whole numbers. So here we have learned what do you mean by natural numbers, and the natural numbers along with 0, whereas in natural numbers 0 will not start. So 0 plus natural numbers will form whole numbers. So about these whole numbers we are going to learn in this chapter. Example, see here for whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. Next, we have whole numbers. We have seen that the number 1 has no predecessor in natural numbers. So this means in natural numbers 1, natural numbers whereas it starts from 1 only. So in natural numbers for 1 there is no predecessors. So we are going to learn in further what do you mean by predecessor and successor. That to the collection of natural numbers we add 0 as the predecessor for 1. So for 1 there is no predecessor, so we add 0. So whereas 0 it comes in whole numbers. Next, the natural numbers along with 0 form the collection of whole numbers as we have seen before that. In your previous classes, you have learned to perform all the basic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on numbers. So these all, whereas this addition, subtraction, multiplication and division all you have learned in previous classes. In the sense, in 5th standard, you all learned how to add, subtract, multiply, division, all that. Now, you also know how to apply them to problems. Let us try them on a number line. Before we proceed, let us find out what is a number line. Let us see successor and predecessor. What do you mean by successor? If you add 1 to the any number and get the next number, that is you get its successor, which means after number. See here nothing. If you take any number, for that you should add 1. So if you add 1, so you will get the successor of that number. Let us see with example. See here example. The successor of 24 is. So here the number has given to find out successor. So for this what we should do? You should add 1. 24 plus 1. So we get 25. So the successor of 24 is 25. See one more example. The successor of 1099 is. For 1099, what you should do? You should add plus 1. So when you add for 1099 1, so we get 1100. So the successor of 1099 is 1100. So in this way we learn. In this way we use successors. Nothing here. Just you have to write after number to the given number. Let us see the predecessor. If you subtract 1 to the any number and get the previous number, that is you get its predecessor. So that means what? So successor means you have to add, predecessor means just you have to minus 1. So you have to subtract 1 for the given number so that you get its predecessor. So that means before number. So successor means after number, predecessor means before number. So let us see the example for predecessor. The predecessor of 1000 is. So what you should do for this 1000, you have to minus 1. So if you minus 1 from 1000, you will get 999. So the predecessor of 1000 is 999. In the same way, one more example, the predecessor of 5999 is, what you should do, 5999 minus 1 you have to do. So we get 5998. The predecessor of 5999 is 5998. So this is successor and predecessor. Next, we will see what do you mean by number line. So before we have seen that, we are going to see addition, subtraction, multiplication, how we will do in the number line. So this is called number line. So as you all know that, just you have to draw one line, and on that in the equal distance you have to place the numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like this, with the help of scale you have to draw this number line, straight line. Then on that in the equal distance you should place these numbers. See here, draw a line, mark a point on it, label it 0. See, draw a line, mark a point on it and label it 0. Mark a second point to the right of 0. Label it 1. The distance between these points labeled as 0 and 1 is called unit distance. See here, from here to here we pointed, here is 0 and here is 1. So the distance here, what it is, this is called unit distance. And from same thing, from 1 to 2 also the same distance should be. So in such a way you have to arrange the numbers. Next, on this line, mark a point to the right of 1 and at unit distance from 1 and label it 2. So from here you have marked, and again from the same unit distance means same distance. So you should place as 2. In this way, go on labeling points at unit distance as 3, 4, 5, etc. So in the same way, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like this, you have to just label it on the line. You can go to any whole number on the right in this manner. So this is a number line for the whole numbers. So in this way, we will write whole numbers on the number line. Now, let us see how we will add on the number line. Addition on the number line. So how you are going to add? Addition of whole numbers can be shown on the number line. Let us see addition of 3 and 4. So now we know how to write number line, how to use number line. So now let us see how you will add on the number line. See here, this is the number line, and here they have given add 3 and 4. So 3 and 4, by using this number line we have to add. So how we will add? Start from 3. So here they have given 3 and 4, just you have to add. So you know that 3 and 4, if you add, what the answer you will get? We get 7. Okay, now let us see how you will add by using this number line. Since we add 4 to this number, so we make 4 jumps to right. See here, so that means 3 they have given. So we should start from 3 only in this number line. So how many we have, how much we should add to the 3? We should add 4. So now what you should do means from 3 you have to take 4 jumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the 4th jump what we will get? We get the number 7. So this is the answer. See, from 3, see, we add 4 to this number, so we make 4 jumps to the right. From 3 to 4, 3 to 4, and again 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7 as shown above. The tip of the last arrow in the 4th jump is at 7. See, now here in the last one it is 7. So the sum of 3 and 4 is 7. That is 3 plus 4 equals to 7. See, now in this way we will add on the number line. I hope you understood. So, yes, let us see the subtraction on the number line. So before we have seen addition, how to add on the number line. Now let us see how we will add on the, how we will subtract on the number line. See, the subtraction of 2 whole numbers can also be shown on the number line. So, not only addition, we can show subtraction also on the number line. Let us find 7 minus 5. So, how you will subtract on the number line? See here, this is the number line as we have seen in same thing addition also. So, here also. So, what the thing you have to do means, in addition means you have to add for right side. So, you can observe the arrows. Okay, now subtraction means we have to take left side. So So here the sum they have given 7 minus 5. So you have to start from 7, 5 jumps. So we have to subtract 5. So you have to jump 5 jumps you have to take. So start from 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 jumps we did and we reached the number here 2. So 7 minus 5 gives us 2. Start from 7. Since 5 is being subtracted, so move towards left with 1 jump of 1 unit. Make such 5 jumps. We reach the point 2. We get 7 minus 5. So addition means you have to go right side. Subtraction means you should come left side. So here 7 minus 5 means 5 jumps. So whereas we reach here 2. So 7 minus 5 gives us 2. Next, let us see the multiplication, how we will do on the number line. Multiplication on the number line. So as you know, how we have seen in addition, subtraction, same way you have to draw the number line. We now see the multiplication of whole numbers on the number line. Let us find 4 into 3. So how we are going to multiply 4 into 3 on the number line? See here, just you have to draw the number line and mark the points like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So now what you have to do means 4 you have to multiply 3 times. Okay. So now you can take three numbers and you can make 4 jumps. See here, from 0 you can start 1, 2, 3. So 3 numbers and again 1, 2, 3. Second jump. Again 1, 2, 3. Third jump. 1, 2, 3. Fourth jump. So why means, so we have to multiply 4 3 times. So you should take like this. Then so we reach the number 12. So as you know that 4 3s are 12. The same thing we got in the number line also. Okay, see here. Start from 0, move 3 units at a time to the right. Make such 4 moves. Where do you reach? You will reach 12. So we say 4 into 3 equals to 12. 4 3s are 12. Okay, so this is the way we will do some multiplication on the number line. Now, let us see properties of whole numbers. Okay, so what are the properties? When we look into various operations on numbers closely, we notice several properties of whole numbers. These properties help us to understand the numbers better. Moreover, they make calculation under certain operations very simple. So here we have 4 types of properties. So what are they? Let us see. So first one is closure property. Next, commutative property, addition and multiplication, associativity property of addition and multiplication, then distributivity property of multiplication over addition. So these are the 4 things. That means closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property. So these are the 4 properties we are going to learn. Now first let us see the closure property. So now one by one we will see under closure property. First we will see addition. Okay, closure property, addition. So how you will do in this? The sum of any 2 whole numbers is always a whole number. So that means if you take any 2 whole numbers and if you add the sum means answer. So you will get the same whole number only. Let us see with example that. See here x plus y, this you should think as whole numbers. And this x plus y, if you add one number z, that is, so this is also whole number only. See for example, x I have taken as 9 and y I have taken as 4. So 9 plus 4, if you add, you will get the answer as 13. So whereas 9 also whole number and 4 also whole number. So what the answer we got 13, this is also whole number only. So this is what here this. The sum of any 2 whole numbers is also a whole number. So if you add any 2 whole numbers, you will get the answer also whole number. So hence you can say that and the closure property addition is a closed operation. Now let us see the subtraction. Under closure property, subtraction. So here same thing, here also a subtraction what means? The difference of any 2 whole numbers is not a whole number. See here, in addition, if you add any two whole numbers, you will get the answer also whole number only. Whereas in subtraction, the difference of any two whole numbers is not a whole number. If you subtract any two whole numbers, it is not a whole number. So how that is, we will see with the example. See, x minus 5 is not equal to, so this symbol represents is not equal to z. So I have taken for example 25 minus 30. So here you should observe one thing. 25 is a small number and 30 is a big number. So from small number to big number you cannot subtract. So if you subtract also, we get the answer which is minus 5. So which is minus 5, this is not a whole number. So minus 5 is a integer. So if you subtract these two whole numbers, you will not get the answer as whole number. So hence we can say that under closure property, subtraction is not a closed operation. Okay, so you can see one more example also, minus 6 minus 3. So here also you will get the answer as minus 3 is not a whole number. Next, let us see multiplication. Multiplication. The product of any two whole numbers is always a whole number. So if you multiply any two whole numbers, you will get the answer also, means product. Product in the sense answer. So you will get whole number only. See here formula, x into y equals to z. Let us see with the example. So 7 into 5. 7 also whole number, 5 also whole number. If these two whole numbers, if you multiply, so we will get 7 5s are 35. So 35 is also whole number only. Let us see one more example. 12 into 4. 12 also whole number, 4 also whole number. So you will get 12 4s are 48. So this is also whole number only. So the product of any two whole numbers is always whole number only. Hence you can say that under closure property, multiplication is a closed operation. Now let us see the division. The division of any two whole numbers is not a whole number. The division of any two whole numbers is not a whole number. X divided by y is not equal to z. See here for example 8 divided by 6. So example 8 divided by 6. So whereas this we will write like this 8 by 6. And 8 by 6 if you do also you will get like 0.13 something. Okay, so which is 8 by 6, this is also not whole number, and whereas we get 0.3 something, that is also not a whole number. So this is a fraction, and whereas we get 0 point something, so that is also decimal number. So 8 by 6 is not a whole number. So hence you can prove that under closure property, division is not a closed operation. So totally you can say that under closure property only addition and multiplication are closed operations. Okay, so this is about closure property. Next, let us see about commutative property. Next, second one is commutative property. So let us see in commutative property, first one, addition. Definition, for any two whole numbers a and b. So if you take here two whole numbers a and b, what is the formula means? A plus b equals to b plus a. Now this one let us see with the example. So a I have taken as 5 and b I have taken as 9. So 5 plus 9, how much it gives? 5 plus 9 if you add it gives us 14. So now see this right side, b plus a. So whereas b is 9 and a is 5. So 9 plus 5. So if you add 9 plus 5 also, it gives the same answer only 14. So if you change the order and if you add also, we get the same answer only. So a plus b equals to b plus a. So hence you can prove that under commutative property addition, a plus b is equal to b plus a. So this is addition under commutative property. Let us see subtraction. Same thing under commutative property we will see subtraction. So what here? For any two whole numbers a and b, a minus b is not equal to b minus a. Now how it is not equal to, let us see with the example. So a I have taken as 7 and b I have taken as 3. Okay, 7 minus 3, how much? So 7 minus 3 gives 4. So whereas here B is 3 and A is 7. So 3 minus 7, from small number to bigger number we cannot subtract. So it gives us an integer. So minus 4. Whereas 4 and minus 4, these both are not equal. 4 is different and minus 4 is different. So hence 4 is not equal to minus 4. So you can say that under commutative property, subtraction is not a closed operation. Now let us go to multiplication. For any two whole numbers A and B, A into B equals to B into A. So here if you change the order and if you multiply, you will get the same answer only. Let us see with the example. 4 into 2. A I have taken as 4 and B I have taken as 2. See, 4 into 2, if you multiply, you will get 8. Same thing here, B is 2 and A is 4. So if you multiply 2 into 4, you will get answer as 8. So here also 8 you got left hand side and right hand side also you will get 8. So 8 and 8, these both are equal. Okay, so hence you can say that under multiplication, under commutative property, multiplication is a closed operation. Let us see division now. For any two whole numbers A and B, A divided by B is not equal to B divided by A. So now this one let us see with the example. 12 divided by 4. So you know that 12 divided by 4, if you see 4 3s are 12. So the answer you will get as 3. Whereas 4 divided by 12. 4 divided by 12 if you do, so you will get like this 0.34, which is a decimal number. So this 3 is a whole number and this is a decimal number. So whereas 3 is not equal to 0.34. Hence 3 is not equal to 0.34. So hence you can say that under commutative property, division is not a closed operation. Same thing in closure property also, addition and multiplication, these both only closed operations. In the same way in commutative property also, only addition and multiplication, these two only closed operations under commutative property. So now we have seen closure property and commutative property also. Now let us go for associative property. So what we will learn in associative property, we will see. So here in addition, same thing how we have learned in closure property and commutative property, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Same way here also we will see. Addition. For any three whole numbers A, B, C, A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. So here you should remember one thing, in closure property we will take one number only, and in commutative property we will take whereas two numbers, and here in associative property we have to take three numbers. Now this let us verify with the example. So A I have taken as 9, B I have taken as 4 and C I have taken as 5. So here 9 plus, here what will happen means first I will add B and C, 4 plus 5. So 9 plus 4 plus 5 is 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. The same way here, first here I have added B and C. So here first I will add A and B and after that I will add C. So A and B is 9 plus 4 and C is 5. So 9 plus 4 is 13 and plus 5. So 13 plus 5 gives us 18. So here this side also we got 18, left hand side, and right hand side also we get 18 only. So 18 is equal to 18. So here it doesn't matter if you change the order and if you add also, we will get the same answer only. So hence you can prove that an associative property under addition is a closed operation. So now let us see subtraction. So here also for any three whole numbers A, B and C, A minus B minus C is not equal to A minus B minus C. So here in this subtraction, this property is not a closed operation. Let us see with the example. 6A as 6, B as 8 and C as 2. 6 minus 8 minus 2. So here first I will subtract B from B to C. Okay, here this side A to B. Just I have changed the order. So now 6 minus 8 minus 2, you know that it gives 6. So 6 minus 6 gives us 0. So this is the left hand side. Now let us see right hand side. So A is 6 and B is 8 minus 2. So now these both we will subtract. So whereas 6 minus 8 we cannot subtract. So this you will get an integer. So means minus 2 you will get minus 2 minus 2. So you will get as answer minus 4. Whereas 0 is not equal to minus 4. These are the different numbers. So hence you can say that under commutative property, subtraction is not a closed operation. Let us see multiplication. Associative property under multiplication. For any three whole numbers A, B and C, A into B into C equal to A into B into C. So here also just I will change the order. First I will multiply B and C, and this side I will multiply A and B. Let us see with the example. A I have taken as 7, B I have taken as 5 and C I have taken as 2. 7 into 5 into 2. So now I will multiply 7 into 5 2s are 10. So now 7 into 10 gives us 70. Now let us see the right hand side. So first I will multiply A and B both. Means 7 into 5, whereas C is into 2. So 7 5s are 35 into 2. So 35 2s are 70. Whereas left hand side also we got 70 and right hand side also we got 70. 70 is equal to 70. So hence you can prove that under associative property under multiplication is a closed operation. Now let us see division. For any three whole numbers A, B and C, A divided by B divided by C is not equal to A divided by B divided by C. So here also same thing, just we are changing the order and we are dividing. So A is 4, B is 6 and C is 2. 4 divided by 6 divided by 2. So first we will divide these both B and C. So 4 divided by 6 divided by 2 it gives 3. So 4 divided by 3 it gives us 1.34. And same thing here also, 4 divided by 6, first these two we will divide and then we will divide with 2. 4 divided by 6 divided by 2. So whereas 4 divided by 6 gives us 0.67 divided by 2 it gives us 0.335. So hence 1.34 is not equal to 0.335. So hence you can say that under commutative property division is not a closed operation. So this is the associative property. Same thing like closure property and commutative property. In associative property also only addition and multiplication are the closed operations. Now let us see distributive property, which is the last one, distributive property. So this distributive property we will do on multiplication only, whereas we will get in this only addition and subtraction. Multiplication over addition. So how we will do? We will see. For any three numbers A, B and C, A into B plus C. So these three numbers, if you see here, this is multiplication and B plus C where here addition. So if you do this, A into B plus A into C. First these two numbers we should multiply, then plus A into C. That's what I have written here. This A into B and plus A into C. So let us see with the example. A we have taken as 16, B we have taken as 10 and C have taken as 2. So 16 into 10 plus 2. So this is only if you do this way also you will get the same answer only, and if you do in this way also you will get the same answer only. Let us see. 16 into 10 plus 2 it gives us 12. So now 16 into 12 if you multiply we will get 192. So here now we will see A into B. So A as 16 and B as 10. So 16 into 10 if you multiply we will get 160. and A into C, A as 16 and C as 2. 16 into 2, if you multiply, you will get 32. So 160 plus 32, it gives us 192. Whereas left hand side and right hand side both are equal. 192 is equal to 192. So hence you can prove that a distributive property under multiplication over addition is a closed operation. Now let us see subtraction. Multiplication over subtraction. For any three numbers A, B, C, A into, so here in before we have taken plus, A plus B we have taken. Now here we have taken B minus C. So A into B minus C. So here A into B minus A into C. Y means a subtraction, so we will put minus. Let us see with the example. 7 into 8 minus 3. So A as 7, B as 8 and C as 3. 7 into 8 minus 3. So this 7 into 8 minus 3 gives us 5. So 7 5s are, you will get 35. So same thing we will see here left hand side. Sorry, right hand side. So A into B minus A into C. Whereas A is 7 and B as 8. Minus A as 7 and C as 3. So 7 into 8 minus 7 into 3. So first these two we will multiply. 7 into 8 gives us 56 minus 7 into 3 gives us 21. So 56 minus 21 gives us 35. So this side also is equal and this side also equal. 35 is equal to 35. So hence you can prove that distributive property multiplication over subtraction is closed operation. So these are the four properties we have learned: closure property, commutative property, associative property, and distributive property. So based on this, if they give sums, you're able to do, I hope. Now let us see patterns. Patterns in whole numbers. We shall try to arrange numbers in elementary shapes made up of dots. The shapes we take are first one in a line. So in line also you can make as dots, and second one a rectangle also you can make as dots, and the third one a square, and fourth one a triangle. So these patterns you can make as a line, and you can make as rectangle, and you can make as square, and you can make as triangle also. Every number should be arranged in one of these shapes. No other shape is allowed. So only these the shapes you should arrange. So no other shapes and all, it is not allowed. Every number can be arranged as line. So any number if you take also you can arrange as like a straight line. Next, some numbers can be shown also as rectangles. So rectangles also, like suppose if you take 6, one dot and second dot and third dot. Again here's one dots. So you can make in rectangle shape also. Next, some numbers can be arranged as squares. If you take 4, 2 dots and again here 2 dots. So this you can make as square also. Then if you take some numbers can be arranged as triangles also. So like 1 and 2, if you take 1 will be here and 2 will be here. So like this you can make triangle also. Now these let us see with the example. Pattern observation. Observation of patterns can guide you in simplifying process. Study the following. See here example 117 plus 9. So this is the sum. So how we will write this one? 117 we will write as it is, and this 9 how you can write means 10 minus 1. So this 9, 10 minus 1 you can write. So now this one if you solve 117 plus 10 which gives us 127 minus 1. So here you will get as 126. Let us see one more. 117 minus 9. So here plus 9 and here minus 9. So this minus 9 only how you can write. 117 we will write as it is minus 10 plus 1. Minus 10 plus 1. So here minus 10 plus 1 it gives us minus 9. So now 117 minus 10 it gives us 107. And plus 1 if you add you will get 108. Now see one more example. 117 plus 99. See here we have taken 9. So we have done with addition and subtraction also. Now see here we have taken 99.
117 plus 99. So here the 9, how you have written 10 minus 1. In the same way, this 99 also we can write as 100 minus 1. 117 we write as it is, and this 99 we can write as 100 minus 1. So 117 plus 100. So it gives us 217 and minus 1. So which is 216. Now we will see with the subtraction. 117 minus 99, which is equal to 117, and this minus 99 how we can do means minus 100 plus 1. Minus 100 plus 1, it gives us minus 99. So 117 minus 117 minus 100, it gives us 17, plus 1 if you add, you will get 18. So in this way you can try some other examples also. You can take some more numbers and you can try next numbers. So you will get to know. Next, here is one more pattern. 84 into 9. So this 84. So before only we have seen this 9, how you can write. 10 minus 1 you can write. 84 into 99. So you can write as 84 into 99. You can write as 100 minus 1. 84 into 999. So this you can write as 1000 minus 1. Okay. So in this way you can write this more patterns. So this is the chapter 2 what we have learned. Okay. So I hope you understood chapter 2, all the operations, and how to, first we have learned how to add, subtract, multiply on the number lines, and we have learned the properties. So this is our chapter 2. Thank you.